How's it going, everybody? Expat Stacker. This video is going to be a unique video for my channel. I am not going to enjoy making this video, and I hope that I never have to make another video like this. But when I see something going on where I believe people could get hurt, seriously hurt, and I don't do anything about it, then I'm complicit in it. So that's why I'm making this video, is because I don't want to see people get hurt. Okay, that's number one. I just want to make that clear. All right, this is genuine. This is just me trying to prevent some people from getting hurt. That's all it is. YouTube, the internet, it's a great thing. It's a great resource. We can communicate, we can share information, knowledge, and everything like that. But everything has two sides. Nothing is all good or all bad. The bad part about YouTube and the internet is that you can be misled. It's difficult sometimes to tell what is information, what's a fact, what isn't a fact, what's an opinion, what's a joke, what's an advertisement, what's entertainment, what's news, what's journalism, what's opinion. All of these things, it's all kind of mixed together, especially on YouTube. And again, sometimes that can be a good thing, because we don't all want to sit down and get lectured to every single time. So if someone can inform us while being entertaining, that's great. But it's very difficult sometimes to draw the line, and it's easy to get sucked in to someone's brand or image that they build up for themselves, because presentation is also a big part of it, especially on YouTube. Within the silver stacking YouTube that exists and financial YouTube that exists, I think that most of the channels that I interact with, probably almost everybody who's listening to this, is just a great person. I have met a lot of really good people. I never expected to meet such great people when I started my channel. So I'm very impressed by that. It goes beyond any of my expectations. And people that I consider friends and brothers for life. But there's also, like I said, a negative part to it. And I kind of think of the negative aspect in 3 levels, starting with the least bad first. So this is kind of bad, but whatever, I can live with it. And those are the tend to be larger channels, and they have videos that are just all they ever say is, what type of silver should you stack, and should you buy silver now or later? Like those types of videos, you know. It's clickbait. It's annoying. It is what it is. It gets the clicks, so fine, you know, whatever. I don't think anyone's going to get hurt by watching those videos. They might make a few bad decisions or overthink a few decisions, but they're not going to get hurt by anything. So I can live with that. The second level, this is in the middle, this is worse than the first level, is the silver pumpers. And we all know what it is. You know, I'm not the first, definitely won't be the last to talk about them, but some other larger channels also call them out. Salivate Metal calls them out. Shadow Stack calls them out. Silver Britches calls them out. Silver Joker calls them out, you know. So silver pumpers are those who are like, this is it, it's happening, silver's about to go to $1,000 an ounce, it's going to the moon. That's just, I think that's a little more dangerous, because if someone has no idea about silver, because it doesn't get talked about, like you never hear about silver on financial news. You heard about it maybe recently for a day or two, but before that I never ever hear about silver on the financial news. So if there's somebody who just comes across it on YouTube for the first time, they could be misled. And yeah, we all have our I'm not a financial advisor disclaimers or whatever, but look, at the end of the day, you're communicating something, and people take that information and they blend it with the palette of information that exists in their brain already, their background knowledge, their experience in life. And if you say something and it just clicks up in their brain in a way that makes them think that silver is this, you know, totally undervalued thing, and it's about to take off to the moon and whatever, people could get hurt by that. But I think that most people are smart enough to, even if they want to believe that desperately and they're heavily invested in silver, whatever, I think most people probably wouldn't get hurt by that because there's enough other information out there about silver for them to see that there's another side to this story. So even that I can live with. So you got the clickbait videos, you got the silver pumpers. Honestly, I think the silver pumpers can be a little dangerous sometimes, but I can live with them. Now we get to this third class of people here. And these people are basically, it's difficult to describe them, but basically they're just selfish. They're just in it for themselves. And they don't care about silver. They don't care about silver stackers. They don't even care about the banks. They honestly don't. They pretend to do. They, talk a good talk, but they don't walk the walk. They're not really about it. And I'm talking about two channels in particular recently that I think have crossed the line and who are dangerously, intentionally misinforming people. And they're doing so in a way that is divisive and could seriously cause some people to get hurt. So first we're going to take a look at this guy, Rob Sultan. If you go on his channel, all his videos all have some sort of divisive title. Talking about like why Mike Maloney is wrong. Is silver the new Bitcoin? And this versus that, and why I'm against this, and what you need to know about that. And like everything is all in caps, and he's got whitened teeth and a styled haircut and wears a collared shirt and a gold watch, and he's got a modern art picture of Einstein in the background, and like a picture of Mike Tyson, and like a cheetah on the prow, and a 1,000-ounce silver bar on his desk, and it's all very carefully orchestrated to present a certain image. Got a goofy smile on all his thumbnails. This guy came out with a video recently. We're going to look at the first few minutes of it, and then we're going to discuss, okay?
I'm pretty worked up tonight about everything that's going on with the big banks, all these things that are happening over there in Texas right now. A lot of friends of mine are stuck at home in this, flash storm that has hit Texas and hit a lot of states of just insane cold weather.
Okay, so first of all, I just want to say that yes, natural disasters occur, but he says a lot of friends of his are stuck at home in this flash storm that's hit Texas. So, maybe that's true, maybe it's not. But first of all, he's already starting to align himself with the people in Texas, the citizens who are without power and who are stuck in the cold. So that's already happening.
What does that have to do with silver? Well,
so now he's talking about a natural disaster that occurred in Texas, and somehow he's going to link that up with silver, because those two things honestly have nothing to do with each other. And as you can see from the video, he's like got this look on his face of thinking very deeply, and he's moving his hands around and stuff like this. Again, guys, this is all very carefully orchestrated. It's an act, guys. It's an act. So first of all, he's not in the storm in Texas. So he said my friends are there. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. You don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying he's a liar, but none of us really know if he has anything to do with what's going on in Texas. This guy could know nobody in Texas. But he's aligned himself with them. He's saying basically that they're victims. And then he just jumps right into, what does that have to do with silver? Nothing, Rob. But let's hear what you have to say.
There's a channel out there called Arcadia Economics. A great guy named Chris runs it. And he put it all on the line recently, like within the last day, and just went to, I believe it's downtown Austin, Texas. And this patriot of a man goes and shows that the bank's lights are on while Texans are suffering, while people are literally dying.
Okay. So, first of all, I am familiar with the channel Arcadia Economics. I used to be a fan of that channel. Feel like it's a pumper channel, but there's some good information in there. Some of the guests that he has on, I respect, I like. I don't agree with everything, but whatever. If I can get some, a few pieces of information here or there, I'm willing to sort through the pumper act, But this guy, Rob, says that Chris laid it all on the line. Like, so he did something noble, he did something brave. What did he do? And then he says that he went down to downtown Austin and showed that JP Morgan had their lights on while this storm is going on and while Texans are suffering. And he says, literally dying, like enunciating that word makes it more dramatic, using this emotive language to play on your emotions, using these facial expressions to try to get you to have an emotional commitment to this dialogue that he's building up. But let me say something here, okay? When there's a natural disaster, guess what? There's reserve power, and it comes on, and guess who gets that power? Military bases, police stations, fire stations, prisons, hospitals, and banks. Yes, that's right, banks. You know why? Because if those places did not have electricity, then people would find out. And if people found out, what do you think they would do? There's no electricity on at the bank. There's nobody who can stop us there. What do you think would happen? There's no electricity on at the police station. They have a lot of guns there. So yes, those sensitive places of infrastructure that hold the society together, they get power, they get electricity. Why is that surprising? Yes, it's very sad that people in Texas got hit with this, once in a century blizzard ice storm, and that it knocked out their power, and that some people are actually died from it. That is sad. People die in hurricanes. People die in tornadoes. People die in natural disasters. That's sad. That's also part of life. I'm not dismissing it. I'm not being flippant about it. I do feel very bad for those people. I think it's ridiculous that people are dying of cold in the United States of America in 2021, that they're sitting in their car in a literal bread line miles long, that they're in unemployment lines miles long. There's a lot of problems in this world. But JP Morgan having electricity during a natural disaster while citizens don't is not evidence of their wrongdoing. Believe me, I'm not a fan of JP Morgan. I don't like banks in general, and JP Morgan is one of the worst offenders. And if you doubt me, go look through my video catalog. You will see I have videos specifically going at JP Morgan when they do things wrong. I'm definitely willing to call them out when they do things wrong, but this isn't one of those things. Now, he calls this guy Chris a patriot. Let me ask you something. Everybody can have their own definition of that word, but you tell me, what's patriotic about running around in a parking garage in the middle of the night while it's cold outside, screaming and swearing? I mean, this guy was like looking for the parking attendant and screaming his name. Like, that guy might have went to go use the bathroom and be like, oh my God, there's a crazy person here who's screaming and swearing and talking about people dying and stuff. I'm not going back out. I'm going to hide. This guy's insane. You think I'm exaggerating? Let's take a look and listen to this.
Nope. Your ATM doesn't seem to talk much more than your fucking CEO, Jamie Dimon. Jamie, what's your explanation? Why are these fucking lights on? Who's in there? Should call the police. I'm out of control. Who's in there? Mario? Mario is the branch at whatever fucking shithole location this is. Maria. Oh, look at that. Closed Monday, February 15th. Not open today. Not open tonight to answer why people are fucking freezing. This power grid's down. It's overwhelmed, man. You can see why. JP Morgan's parking lot sure looked like it's taking up a lot of energy. So is There you go, whatever fucking shithole bank this is. IBC, you're disgusting. Look at your fucking parking lot. There, where's the accountability? There, drive on by. Someone come stop me.
He's screaming drive on by at a truck that looks like it's from the fire department. You know, I mean, I don't get this fake outrage where you're like blaming the bank for a natural disaster. This has nothing to do with silver. This has nothing to do with the financial system. This is a natural disaster. People died. Banks are a sensitive institution and they get backup power. But the thing I'm getting at here, guys, is that these people, Chris from Arcadia Economics has over 45,000 subscribers on his channel. Rob Sultan has almost 14,000 subscribers on his channel. Just look through the comments and you see, oh, great job, Rob, telling the truth. Yes, the banks, they have a huge parking lot. It was lit up like Christmas trees and they were closed. Chris is a true patriot. Yes, we're stronger together. Let's all buy physical silver and the banks and blah, 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 blah. And it's just, if you look at people who try to make like substantive points about like the government and stuff, this doesn't have anything to do with that, guys. Like, these people are all misled. The reason why it's so upsetting to me is because they're trying to make it seem like they're noble. They're standing up for people who are suffering and helpless, and they're standing up against the big banks. They're appealing to your emotions and trying to make you think that this is some sort of noble fight. It's in everything they do. Every single thumbnail. The way Rob started the video by putting himself on the side. Oh, I have friends in Texas who are suffering. Oh, really? Rob, then why aren't you out there helping them? Why don't you invite them over to your house instead of making your YouTube video that you're going to make money off of? And then just jumping straight into, what does that have to do with silver? I don't know, but Chris is a patriot for running around in the garage and swearing. Makes no sense, but you can get easily sucked in to this. And I don't want to see people who are new to gold, silver, stacking, this whole community of ours, get sucked into this and get misled. It's not good for anyone. And honestly, if you really actually cared about the people who died, you wouldn't use them as, you know, little characters in your story that you're building up. I mean, if you look at the video of Arcadia Economics, he actually pinned his own comment and says, just want to let you all know that I'm okay. Oh, you're okay, Chris? Okay, all right. Like, you're a victim here? What do you mean you're okay? And then he writes, having run from the dust cloud on September 11th. Dude, are you kidding me? You're comparing a blizzard that knocked out power in Texas to a terrorist attack where innocent American lives were lost, and that resulted in 2 wars where literally trillions of dollars were spent, generations destroyed, millions of lives lost. But September 11th, you were running from the dust cloud on September 11th, and that has what to do with the Texas power outage? That has what to do with JP Morgan? That has what to do with a natural disaster? That has what to do with silver? Why are you talking about September 11th? That's honestly disgusting. You're using these events and you're using these people who actually died and actually suffered, and you're trying to align yourselves with them to somehow make it about pumping up silver. And to me, that's dangerous. That's disgusting. You're misinforming people. It's beyond counterproductive. People who can see what you're doing right away or eventually, because there are other voices out here in silver and gold who are not like this, so people can eventually see that you're full of it and you're insane and you're extreme. You turn those people off in the long run. And even if people don't leave silver because of that, you're building their foundation of their understanding about why they're getting into it based off of a lie. And so that's not sustainable. People are only going to buy that snake oil for so long. And so, you know, I don't want you guys to go over there or say anything or do anything. It just gives them more attention than they deserve already. But if you're subscribed to any of those channels, I would encourage you to unsubscribe. When I first saw this video of Chris running around in the parking garage, I didn't know what to think about it. I was like, this is crazy. Because he's usually very calm and relaxed and cool and collected. Like I said, yes, he kind of deals with the, you know, he pushes the envelope when it comes to like what's fact and maybe conspiracy, what's, you know, but whatever. I was just in total disbelief. I honestly think the guy was like super drunk when this happened. I have no evidence of that, but I mean, the behavior is just so extreme. I feel like he had to be on something. Maybe he's just extremely stressed. You know, stress is a real thing. Mental health is a real thing. That might be a factor here as well. I don't know. But what I do know is it's not all right to use events like September 11th or people actually dying in Texas to fit your narrative of pumping silver and making the banks the boogeyman. The banks ain't got nothing to do with this, man. All right. And like I said, I call the banks out every time they do something wrong. I'm relentless on them. I rake them over the coals. I believe they need serious punishment for what they've done. Justice has not been served. But this does not bring people on your side in the long run. It's counterproductive. It's false. It's a lie. It's disgusting. And Chris from Arcadia Economics and Rob Sultan, they don't actually care about people, because if they did, they wouldn't be using them like this to fit their little YouTube channel stories, which they're only telling to get more clicks, more views, and more money in their own pockets. I think it's disgusting. I think these people are reprehensible, and I hope that you're not contributing to it. And if you're new in silver and gold or anything like that, and you've considered, you know, listening to these people in the past, reconsider it. That's all I have to say. Expat Stagger, get you on the flip side.